Greetings and salutations, exiles. In this video, I want to have a discussion or a rehash discussion about monetization. And partly, I've done some of these videos before, and two things have happened. One is my perspective has changed a little bit. My cant on the perception has changed, and just a little bit, a couple degrees. And two, that it's important to kind of share my perception with you, my loyal 37 subscribers, probably soon to be 35, but it's important to kind of shape your understanding and the value of community and the kind of some of the ideas behind them. So there are a couple systems or a couple things that need to take place. And one of them is, this Conan Exiles, this product, this art, this this game, this imaginary universe that we exist and play and live in, and it is, it's kind of a work of art, and it takes man hours, it takes energy and time and resources to develop, and those man hours have to be substituted by something, like the people that are, doing the 9-to-5 job or the 9-to-9 job or whatever it manifests itself to be, in their workday. They have families, they have kids that go to school, they have wives that are going to college, kind of the status quo of the human experience that we go through. And to compensate them for their skill set, like the one thing I like about, and I'm going to drift a little bit, but Conan's artwork is phenomenal. Like if you compare Conan's art design compared to Ark, and that's initially what hooked me, was I just visually liked the way that it looked, and but I didn't realize that some of the systems were kind of lacking in hindsight. But when you look at how visually developed it is, you are like, wow, this game is really nicely evolved. And so just horrible lag spike. So really nicely evolved. And so to compensate the developers for their time, and so they're able to continue on this journey of developing this masterpiece that we call Conan Exiles, they need to be compensated, and they need to be able to send their kids to school and pay for education and to further the cycle of the human experience. And one of the ways to do that is through monetization, and monetization has multitude of different variations. You can have your microtransactions, which is something that's come along in the gaming industry in the last 2 to 5 years. You can have DLCs, downloadable content, which is something that is relatively pretty new in the scheme of things. There's multitude. There's subscription-based programs where, like World of Warcraft, where we all pay a monthly fee for stuff that they still get you on. They'll come out with a DLC for new content, but then you have to pay a monthly subscription for servers. And so there's a variety of all different types of monetization. And the way that Conan has done it has been fair, and it has been on the level. It has been a system that has been fair in business practice, kind of a European model of old school business practices. And one of the things that I worry about is that it's not enough. In today's ever-changing economy and environment with increased expenses and development costs, I worry that it's not enough. And so I want Funcom and Conan and this art project to continue, And so they radically need to come up with an increased monetization model. You know, instead of coming out with something twice a year, they need to come up with monthly DLCs, and they need to reduce. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like this because they freak out about a $10 DLC that comes out twice a year. But you know, like, you know, I don't think people fully grasp what some of these companies are monetizing or getting from their player base. Like, I have friends who play Candy Crush that spend $400 a month in Candy Crush and Clash of Clans. And you know, the experience that you're getting from those titles and games is nothing compared to this. You're not getting a universe that you get to exist in and experience, you know, and get to hunt and thrive and build, you know, and fight. Like, you're just basically being exploited in that type of environment. And so so Funcom needs to come up, kind of slightly cant their monetization model to where they can hire more people. You know, and that's the end goal here, is to hire more people. So I'm okay, you know, and at the end of the day, you don't have to buy the DLC. If you want to opt out, that, you know, that's a fair practice. They're not forcing you to buy the DLC to go ahead and to play the content. You know, like, you're locked out of the game if you don't buy the DLC, because some do that. But I think they need to speed up their monetization to where they release monthly content, and it doesn't have to be big. It can be an armor set, it can be, you know, a couple of swords, it can be a statue, you know, it can be, as a practice, you know, if each item costs $1. I know this sounds like people are going to flip out about this, but if I'd pay $1. I mean, I got a $10 a day coffee habit. I would pay $1 for a statue. I totally would. And I'm okay with that, because it's paying for developers, it's paying for artists, it's paying for skilled people to craft a universe, which I'm engaged in almost on a daily basis. So I kind of want to alter your perception about some of this stuff and think about it from a different version. Like, if you have a project that you're passionate about, you know, people pay tens of thousands of dollars for a painting that sits on a wall. And, you know, think about Conan in that, you know, in that version or in that format, and you wouldn't be nearly as upset for that, you know, that $3 or that $4 content that comes out. You know, because if we can get a few more artists and a few more designers on board, we can continue to refine and polish existing systems. Because this game can easily have a 10-year shelf life with the Unreal 4 engine. I don't know if you're aware of that, but the Unreal 3 engine almost had a 10-year run. And so it's really, this game is about a year into its published process. And so hopefully this video has altered your perspective, because that was my initial intent. And so always like, subscribe, and give feedback and criticism, because it's all about the challenge and the debate in life. All right. Thank you for watching.